Welcome to a very special live event celebrating the brand new original series on Hallmark Channel, Ride. I'm Breanne Heldman. I'm the senior editor of TV at People, and I am so excited to welcome these new stars of this new show to this live. We have Tiera Skovbye, Beau Mirchoff, and Marcus Rosner. Welcome, guys, and congratulations on this new show.
Hi, thank you so much.
So, first of all, I mean, nobody really knows much about this show. You all are family members, but I think we need to paint a little bit of a family tree for everyone. So, Beau, why don't you start us off and fill us in on who you are playing and where he fits in?
Yeah, I play Cash McMurray. He is the middle son. The McMurrays are a rodeo dynasty. There's the matriarch mother, older brother, played by Marcus here, myself, and then there's a younger brother named Tuff, played by Jake Foy. And then we have the wife of Marcus's character here, played by the lovely Tiera Skovbye.
And what can you tell us about Cash?
Cash is the middle child, as I said, and he goes off to military. So he leaves the family for 4 or 5 years, and he's in the first episode. You see him on his first day back into Colorado, and they're hinting at some secrets that have been left uncovered, and he's kind of come home to take stock of what's going on and make sure kind of everything's okay. And right off the bat, a tragic event happens, which changes his whole trajectory, and he's forced into this journey of self-discovery. So that's where you see Cash off the beginning.
Great. Marcus, take it away. Tell us about your character.
Yeah, Austin McMurray, as wonderfully introduced by Beau, is the older brother. He is described in the show as the LeBron James or the Tom Brady of bull riding, and he is sort of trying to take up the mantle as the head of the McMurray family, as far as the male representation is concerned, because they lost their father a long time ago, and so he's trying to walk in his dad's shoes and be the best little bull rider he can be, and he's doing it quite well.
All right, Tiera, how about you? What can you tell us about Missy?
So Missy is a former Miss Rodeo Rocky Mountain. She's also a trick rider. She was married to Austin, kind of traveled around and did the circuit with him. And then, you know, when we meet her in our present day, she's navigating who she is and her place in this family and what she wants to do with her life at this point.
Okay. For those who don't know, which includes me a little bit, what is a trick rider?
Trick riding is essentially gymnastics on a horse going really, really fast around arena. They are doing flips, being hung upside down, standing on top of the horse. It is really an insane sport, and trick riders are incredible athletes. It's terrifying to watch, but incredible.
Had you known about that before, or did you have to learn?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it. I obviously didn't learn how to trick ride because that's years and years and years of practice. But yeah, I hadn't seen any of it before. I hadn't really heard of it, but I got to, see a lot of it firsthand, which was really, really cool.
So all of you are spending a lot of time on a horse on this show. I'm going to assume none of you were actually on a bull, but how much time did you spend on a horse, and how much time had you spent on a horse before this show?
I actually got to sit on a bull a few times, which was pretty cool, but never got to ride one. So my fiance has ridden horses her whole life, and she got me into horses a few years ago. So we actually own 2 horses of our own, 2 thoroughbreds. So I've been riding horses for a few years now. I know Tiera hadn't ridden, but she picked it up really fast. Tiera, do you want to explain your fun journey of that world?
Yeah, I'd been on a horse before, but I didn't know any of the proper technique or how to actually ride with any kind of proper skill. So before we started filming, I actually got to go to Calgary for about 2 weeks and do riding lessons and get acquainted with my horse that was going to be my horse kind of throughout the whole thing. So that was definitely really fun.
Very cool. Marcus, did you get much experience doing any of that stuff in prep for this?
I've ridden plenty of horses. I wasn't on a horse a great deal throughout this shoot. But like Beau, I got the opportunity to sit on a bull, which was just an intimidating and incredible opportunity. And then I got to watch a team of very brave and much more manly stunt doubles while they wore my clothing. So that was pretty amazing.
I mean, all of you. Go ahead.
I was going to say, after they ride, they just have us. They put the camera towards the ground, and then they have us jump into frame. And so it's like we just hit the ground, and we look back. Oh, that was hard. It's so silly. Yeah.
When you first got the script, Tiera, what drew you to it? What made you so excited and want to be part of this?
I think for me, it was definitely the family dynamics and those really intricate relationships that we portray. And it was a really fun opportunity to, explore this family and these people and this culture and this community in a way that I hadn't really read before. And so I was really excited about that.
Very cool. How about you, Marcus?
I just love this guy. He was such a hot shot. I mean, his the audition scene was basically this monologue where he comes into the arena and he's got the attention of the crowd and he's doing this gratuitous speech and it was just a lot of fun, and it continued to be fun to play him throughout the season. So,
how about you, Beau? I mean, Cash has swagger, but it's a very different swagger from Jamie on Good Trouble.
Yeah, very different. I like the complexity of Cash and this war veteran and this guy who's kind of in his brother's shadow and who's actually sensitive at heart, but trying to be the lead cowboy. But I also was really just drawn to the world. I just love the ranch life and nature and the animals, and all of that sounded really new, especially very different compared to Good Trouble with lots of courtroom stuff and the like.
When you first booked this, how did you celebrate, and how did you tell your mom? How did you describe the show to your mom? Tiera, you go ahead first.
When I first booked this, I cried. I had just finished a workout class, and my manager, normally when there's good news, he'll call me and it'll be like a conference call with the whole team. And if there's bad news, he'll just send an email or text and be like, hey, call me when you have a second. And that's what he did. He texted me and I was like, I didn't get it. So I was calling him prepared for the disappointment, they loved you, but it just didn't go your way. Which I feel like we've all heard a gazillion times. And then I called and it was a conference call and they were all like, oh, you got it. And I cried. My mom was actually in Europe at the time and I FaceTimed her and she was with all of our family over there. And I was like, I got it. We were all very happy. It was exciting. Yeah.
How about you, Beau?
I was on at a bachelor party in Phoenix, actually. We had just floated down a river, actually, tubing. And so we were having a really fun time celebrating my buddy and everything. And we're on the way home and I got the phone call and then we celebrated more with a bunch of guys. It was really cool. I called my mom and told her the news and so I got another job. She's like, great. Where is it? In Calgary. So I'll be closer to home. It's like, great. I'll come home for some weekends. She's like, awesome.
Nice. And
Marcus, no tears, but internal tears.
Internal tears. I like it. Yeah. I like it. Marcus, what was your reaction when you booked this?
My mom was excited that it was filming in Alberta, which is where she lives and where I'm from. And so, and I do a lot of work in Edmonton, which is just north of Calgary. And so, that was the main thing, close to home.
Nice.
You pronounce it Calgary. See, I thought all the Calgarians was Calgary.
I know. That's because I'm from Edmonton, and we refuse. We're not going to succumb to what they want down there. We're
interesting. It's a little dig, hey? A little Albertan dig. I like it.
They know.
That's so funny.
I feel like we're getting a little bit of a Canadian geography lesson here.
Right. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Canadian geography, the set is so stunning. I mean, that ranch is just breathtaking. What was your first reaction when you first saw the set? And Tiera, you go first.
Yeah, I remember. Well, my first reaction was, dang, this is very far from where we're staying. It's like an hour and 15-minute drive from the apartment that I chose. And I was like, this is going to be a long commute every day. But it was beautiful. Like once you get there and you see the land and the mountains and how vast it is, and there's a creek and a rolling hills, you're like, okay, like this is worth the drive, because it is truly just like magnificent. Like it adds such an incredible element to the show.
How about you, Marcus?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very familiar with the landscape, so that didn't take me by surprise. But when I got on set and I saw they had a techno crane that they were going to be using, which is just a big, incredible piece of equipment that can actually capture that landscape appropriately, I was really excited. And when I saw what they were doing with it, I was even more excited than when I saw the trailer. I was like, yeah, they got our province in the best light. So,
nice. Yeah, for me, I got to the ranch and we had a little bit of waiting around to do. So I went to there's this little fence and there's horses and cows in the distance and the Rocky Mountains, and it's just quiet. You can hear the bugs buzzing. And I was just like, I had a big smile on my face. I was like, yeah, this is it. This is cool. So
very cool. So you all play family members. How did you kind of build that relationship off camera after you first met and got these roles?
You know, we didn't really. I can speak for myself, of course. Didn't consciously make an effort to like, we gotta, make sure we hang out and all that. We kind of all just kind of gravitated towards each other right away. I know none of the cast except Marcus lived in Alberta, so we were kind of forced to hang out a lot. And it just so happens that we all really enjoyed each other. Right in the beginning, a few weeks after being there, we went on a rafting trip. We floated the river for a few hours.
Not really rafting trip.
We floated the river for a little bit and hung out and went to dinners and all that. And these kind of just organic relationships developed. And I think it really shows on camera.
Yeah. Tiera, what was your reaction when you first met these guys and you were like, oh, I have to hang out with these dudes. Okay.
Well, Beau and I actually did a chemistry read together in LA for the role, and we had a little Skype powwow before the chemistry read to kind of get to know each other. And I think we could tell pretty easily in that we were. I had sent Beau a message on Instagram, which he didn't see or reply to. So then I think we got connected through our managers or something. And then he sent me a message afterwards with being like, oh, I was either going to see, by the time I saw this, we were either going to be lifelong friends or strangers, because we will not have gotten the part and we ended up working together. But it was one of those things where we became, friends quite fast. And then, meeting everybody else, it just, like Beau said, like it was pretty organic and just everyone kind of, got along quite well, and it was really fun.
What can you tease about Cash and Missy's relationship? Because they are brother and sister-in-law when we first meet them. But I mean, in the first few seconds, you realize there's more to that relationship than just that.
Beau?
Well, it's a complicated relationship. They've known each other their entire lives, and they've been friends. They've been through hardships together and successes, and they've seen each other date people and not, and all the vicissitudes of life. They've been on each other's sides. It's been quite obvious that there's an attraction there, but like you said, there's a conflict. There's a wall between them, right? She married Cash's older brother, and if say in the world, say Cash did want to make a move, how much time does he have to let go? Also, is that right? And he doesn't know how she feels about him exactly. So you have to kind of watch and see how it develops.
All right. That's a good tease. Marcus, how do you feel about the fact that there's something between them? Does Austin even realize it, or is he too busy,
Busy doing what? Busy. Yeah,
being the LeBron of rodeo.
Yeah, I think the fans will have to watch to see how all the relationships develop. But I think that you'll come to see very quickly that there's a lot of different competing relationships within this family. I mean, they all spend so much time together and they all love each other in various ways that these things develop, I guess.
All right. What's the relationship with the three brothers? If we had Jake Foy here, but we don't, so you can talk behind his back. What is that relationship with Tough like for Cash and Austin?
I think, well, he's the baby brother. I know Austin kind of becomes the pseudo father figure for the three. They lose their father quite young. I mean, Tough was a newborn when Dusty died, so he never knew his father, and Austin takes that role. But as you see, the baby brother kind of takes charge. He's foreman of he works on the ranch, and he's got a lot of responsibilities. So he grows up fast, as is everyone when you face tragedy.
All right, Tiera. Missy obviously has a really close relationship with Isabel, played by Nancy Travis. What can you tell people about that dynamic, that mother-in-law, daughter-in-law relationship?
Yeah, it's definitely something that they're still kind of navigating. Obviously after Austin passes and Missy doesn't necessarily feel like she's bound to this family, she's trying to struggle to feel if she is welcome, if she's just a reminder of him. What is her now dynamic in this family? What is her relationship and her connection to everybody? And especially with Isabel, there's this kind of power dynamic, but there's also the two of them are connected by a shared grief. They both lost their husbands in the same way, which is a very rare thing that will always bind them. And so they understand each other on a very, very deep level. And they're both trying to navigate, like, what does my life look like now without these people? How do I move forward? How do I get through this grief? And so, they know they're always going to have each other's backs, but it's trying to figure out, like, who am I now? And what is my relationship to you just as my own person, not as Austin's wife?
And how has developing that working relationship with Nancy been? Because, I mean, she's amazing. She's been doing this for so long, and she's a force.
Yeah. Oh, she's the best. She's just, it's so wonderful to work with somebody that is not only an incredible person, but also as an actress, somebody that, like, I can look up to and learn from. And, but also I look up to her as a person. She'd show up on set every single day and so full of life and so full of energy and so full of coffee that, like, no matter what was going on, she was always, just so positive and brought so much energy to even the days that you're like, oh, I'm tired. I don't, I want to go to bed. But then she shows up with this energy and you're like, let's go. Like, this is what we do. And she's incredible. Like, she was just, yeah, it was just a very easy dynamic to build off. If anything, it was hard in some of the scenes where we are kind of have conflict because I just thought she was so wonderful. But yeah, no, she's the best.
Beau and Marcus, how was working with Nancy for you guys?
Wow. I'm telling you
that. Marcus, you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah, Nancy was just, honestly, you need somebody at the top of the call sheet who, I don't really know who's at the top of the call sheet technically, but Nancy was clearly the seasoned veteran on the show, and somebody in her position sets a tone. They have a lot of power that they carry with them that creates a mood and an atmosphere and a culture on set. And to have somebody like Nancy, it just puts the show in such good hands and bodes well.
Absolutely. She's the greatest. Yeah.
I know you guys did all these dinners throughout the filming. Who was the most likely to make a toast at those dinners?
I didn't go to one dinner, so not me.
I
You're
feel
always
like
working on other things, man.
Yeah, I know.
Mr. Professional over here. I don't know.
I feel like either Nancy or Jake.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Jake makes a lot of toasts.
Yeah.
Too many toasts.
Who's the biggest jokester of the group?
Everyone jokes quite a bit. You got to look there on your.
I was just gonna say, Tiera, you have a look. You have somebody.
No. I don't.
Or you're thinking of a moment.
Like I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think, Beau?
I think.
I don't know. I mean, we all joke around a lot.
Yeah.
There wasn't any practical jokes, was there?
I don't think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wore a cowboy hat best?
Actually, no, we all did.
No,
we
we're
all
gonna
did.
give it to you, Tiera. It was
No,
you.
you rock it pretty well.
We got these custom-made cowboy hats from this incredible hat maker in Calgary who came, and we got to like pick the fabric and the trim and the other part and like how big we wanted. I don't know any of the terms, but like what we wanted the shape to look like or how high we wanted it or how wide the brim was. Like we got to pick every part of it, and it was so fun and so cool. And then they like engraved our names on the inside, which was just so we had the most amazing hats to wear. It was wonderful.
There's like a 1.5 year wait list to get his hats made.
Yeah, this guy's like very, very well known for his hats.
And you guys cut the line, I guess.
Apparently, money talks.
There is a really, really great one with lots of sparkles. I think in episode 2. So
Mine?
People, people should get excited for that one.
Yeah.
Well, I also I know some people had to take dancing lessons. Was that something either of you had to do?
Yes. Not that they had.
I had to do a couple. We had the what was the first dance we did? What type of dance was that? Two-step.
Oh, two-step. Yeah.
Two-step. Simple, but simple enough. But we do it for like 4 or 5 hours. I mean, it's a lot. And then I had to learn how to ballroom.
Oh yeah, you had to learn how to ballroom.
I had to ballroom, and so I had a lot of dancing. I don't remember. It's like you cram for a test and then you forget all the information. It's basically that because I don't remember how to do it.
I didn't know how to do it when we were doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I mean, I know you've all worked with Hallmark before. Tiera, you had a movie in like 2016, right? Is that right?
I could not tell you when it was.
Okay.
It's a whole blur.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Christmas Cookies, I think it was called.
Yeah.
Well, you know you're having a good career.
Huh?
That's how you know you're having a good career.
Yeah, exactly. But what is it about working with Hallmark that was an added bonus for you guys as you took these roles? And Marcus, we'll start with you on this one.
Sure. Yeah, it felt like familiar territory for me. I've been in many things on the Hallmark Network, and will probably continue to be in many things. And so it felt like an easy transition, I guess, personally.
Yeah, for me, I kind of new to the network. Everyone's just so genuine and kind, and like the stories they make. And the script was fresh for them, and everyone was really excited to make it, and that really kind of galvanized the whole project.
Yeah, it's definitely has a family feel, which I think is the heart of our show. There's definitely this beautiful family, and I feel like Hallmark feels like that, so it's a great place to tell a story like this.
Awesome. All right, each of you, before we wrap it up, I want to make sure you each get to give a little tease about what's coming up. either in episode 1 or maybe in the season if you're extra super vague. Marcus, it's the biggest challenge for you. What can you tease for what's coming up?
Well, the first episode is called Legend of the Fall. So look for something that hints at that, I guess. No, I am so excited for this cat. These people are amazing. These actors that Hallmark has grabbed and brought into the network are amazing. Just being there and seeing some of the work that Beau and Tiera and Nancy and Jake and Sarah were doing was just such a treat. So I can't wait for these fans to sort of see a new brand of show on their network, I think, and one that is, I think they're going to love.
Yeah. Beau, what can you tease? What's coming up for Cash?
For Cash? Well,
or you can pick a scene that you're specifically excited for people to see.
There's so many. I mean, there's at the base of the show, there's kind of this web of secrets that kind of have the potential to jeopardize the entire ranch and the relationships that hold it together. So, that's pretty vague. There's some really great scenes. There's a scene towards the end of the season where Tuff and Cash talk about their big brother, about Austin. And there's this just really wonderful scene in a car between the two of them where they're talking about, it's all under the surface. You can see the pain and the hurt, and the camera it rests on them. It just sits on them. There's no music. It's a 2-shot and it just watches them. And you just get to see them sit in it. And you don't see that a lot on network television, Really felt like a cinematic moment. And I like that. I like being in the muck with these characters. It was cool.
Very cool. Tiera?
I think there's one promo where there's like a voiceover of me saying I fell in love with this family, with this life. And I really think that kind of like encapsulates what people are going to love about this show. They're going to fall in love with this family and they're going to fall in love with this life. And I think that there's a lot of reasons for that people are going to really enjoy, and the dynamics as they go throughout the series with the relationships and the things that you find out about people and the secrets that are being held and the love that's being there and the grief and everything. So I think that, people are going to fall in love with this family in the show. And
well, I think we can't say goodbye without giving a shout out to the amazing music in this show, because I think it's like really elevated. Beau, do you want to kind of fill people in on how good the music is?
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah, sure. A scale of 1 to 10.
11.
There it is.
Turn it up to 11. Yeah. It's I don't,
it brings it all together.
It brings it all together. Yeah. Absolutely.
Great. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. Obviously, you're going to want to make sure you tune in to the series premiere of Ride on the Hallmark Channel at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Central on Sunday. And of course, you can tweet along using the hashtag HallmarkRide. Bye.